What's good, YouTube? Lethal back with another video. I'm presenting my first Pro-Am game. Yes, you see 16-3 versus 3-13. We'll get into it, but anyway, check out the squad, check out who we're going up against, check out the matchups. Matchups are very important. Today, we're featuring 5 out versus 5 out. And I always say we tend to have the advantage in that situation, but people run it differently. Now, the way I run 5 out and the best way I think to run it is to run it with a big guard. All right, either you have like somebody like me who's gonna be like around 6'7", 6'8", run it, or if you want to go bigger, you want to make a 6'9", kind of a point forward type of guy. Those are always the best people to run 5 out, in my opinion. Just because when you run 5 out, typically your defense is going to resemble that. Like your defense is more likely going to be man-to-man. Some people are going to be like this team where they're going to run 5 out. You start off in the 2-3, and then you realize once the other team is running 5 out, you either got to go to a 3-2 zone or you got to play man-to-man. But nonetheless, you know, some teams run 5 out where they like to use a point guard like this. Somebody a little bit smaller, around 6'4" or shorter. And he wants to use his speed and quickness to get to the rim run, make people commit to the rim running so he can kick it out for open threes. Right? The reason why I prefer a bigger guard like myself to do it is just because a lot of times if you have that 6'3", 6'4" guy running point guard, then defensively you already know where to pick on. I don't want to be picked on, which is why I make a guy that typically can defend all 5 positions. Like, you're not about to pick on me in the post, you're not about to send backdoor cuts on me, and a lot of times I'm guarding the ball anyway, so you're not ever going to have a chance to just pick on me just because I'm small. Does that make sense? So when the other teams run 5 out with this smaller player, yes, I get the offensive advantage. Quickness, speed, three-point shooting, rim running, and kicking out for open threes. Those are all great things. The way I run it, having a bigger guard, I give myself a chance to get offensive rebounds, kick it back out, and that's where I get my threes from. Now, with that being said, there's a big elephant in the room. All right, let's get into this shit right here. So, my former team, and yes, I have to say former at this point because since about like 2 months before the game came out, I have not played with these guys, but like I still have love for them and all that, but they're my former team. So Team Lethal has now turned into the Bankhead Bullies. That's what the other team is called. I still have this version of us, which is still Team Lethal, and then the Bankhead Bullies is led by my co-captain, RDH Hawk. He's still my co-captain at the end of the day. That's my guy, but for 2K purposes, they have their team, we have our team. Now, the big thing is we have not matched up with them, and we've been waiting to match up with them since last year. Like last year, there was more times where our team was available. They probably was missing one here and there. But since 2K25 has come out, they have been the ones pressing more of the matching up. And after a while, it's kind of one of those things where it's like we're building up and anticipating this thing that seems like it's never going to happen. So for us this year, what's going on is I'll be down to probably want to run it, but then we might only have 4 people on. Obviously, we can't run if we only have 4 people. So we're literally sitting around for like an hour and a half for somebody else to respond that they're going to play. And me, I'm very big on people's time and stuff like that. So if we sitting around after like 10 minutes and ain't nobody said nothing, I'm already off on to the next thing. I'm either going to work or cleaning up, or like I'm doing something, going to run or something. Like I don't like sitting around waiting that long for somebody to say something. So what typically happens, either I'll go to work, and by the time I done actually got going at work, somebody be like, okay, yeah, I'm back, I'm ready to run. So then I gotta come all the way home from wherever I'm at the time to try to hop on the game. And then even doing that, you still gotta wait like another 20, 30 minutes for everybody to actually get on, get into the arena, get on the mic, and all that other good stuff. So by the time we do all that, either they didn't already played and they getting off, or it be vice versa. Sometimes we playing early, like we're playing like 4:30, 5 o'clock. They not hopping on to like 6:30, 7 o'clock. So we started at 4:30. By the time 6:30, come around, we're getting off. So it's a thing where we're just missing each other. We eventually set it up, but I done already told those guys if we're going to play, it has to be a series. It has to hurt. Right? I'm not trying to play one game and then this team got to get off. And I'm like at that point, whatever the results are, I can't even respect it. Right? I'm not about to sit there and not give them the decency of actually giving them a series. If they can beat us in the best of 7, they deserve it. Right? If we can beat them in the best of 7, we deserve it. Simple as that. So when we do set this thing up, I'm gonna present it. I'm gonna actually show all the games, however long the series go. And I'm gonna give you guys a show. I wanna give y'all some good content. That team is really good, as it should be. It's a function of what me and RDH Hulk created. Same as this team. It's still a function of what me and RDH Hulk created. We're just on opposite teams now. We have our own teams. It's a beautiful thing at the end of the day. Now, the key thing about playing Pro-Am as a point guard, I have a rule of thumb. My rule of thumb as a point guard is I'm allowed 5 turnovers or less. 5 or less. The reason being, especially in 5 out, I handle the ball so much that eventually it's a good chance I'm going to turn it over. Between getting blitzed the entire game, between dealing with a lockdown that has 99 steal, between always having to pass through the passing lanes, between just the bump steals in general. And then you have the occasional getting faked out by my teammates. I'm likely to turn the ball over at some point in time. Now, everybody else on my team is allowed just 1 turnover. All right, now, the better you get as a passer, the more turnovers I allow. So for example, my center Jamaica, he has a pretty high pass accuracy. I'm fine if he gets 2 turnovers because he's going to make some passes, whether it be off a rebound, throwing it down, or kicking it back to me, or trying to dot somebody and somebody just make a miraculous steal. He might turn the ball over. So because he passes the ball so well, because he's going to play make, yeah, if he gets 2 turnovers, I'm not mad at it. But a good rule of thumb is you want to have 9 turnovers or less, and that's a good range of everybody being human. Nobody's perfect. I'm not the type of captain that if you sit there and turn the ball over, I'm about to yell at you or blame you or something like that. However, if I look at the game and I have about 3 turnovers and somebody else has 3 turnovers, it's easy to see why we lost as a team. Clearly somebody had too many turnovers and it wasn't me. With that being said, if you look into that top right corner right now, how many turnovers do you see? 2 goddamn many. Like, I had 5 turnovers in the first quarter. I had to re-look at this game thoroughly because I couldn't believe that this team is 3-13 could force me to have 5 goddamn turnovers in the first quarter. That's ridiculous. Don't make no sense at all. It is what it is, though. So now I have to be very careful about turning the ball over the rest of the game. Like I said, as long as my teammates don't turn the ball over, typically it's going to be okay. So if I got 5 turnovers and ain't nobody else got 1, I can live with that. That means we're doing something right. So the strategy for us in this particular game is very simple. I want to try to get to the rim and score as much as possible, especially this year in NBA 2K25. I feel like I have the advantage of just going downhill and being able to finish like never before. Last year, I felt like the game was just so bad. Like, yes, you can contact dunk pretty much every goddamn time if you got a certain angle, but it never really mattered because you're getting plucked and blitzed by 99 steal, 99 perimeter lockdowns all goddamn game. It just wasn't fun. This year, don't get me wrong, lockdowns are still annoying, but I feel like it's feasible. You're not getting plugged nearby as much. The big thing defensively is more so passing lanes than it is actually on ball steals, which I'm fine with. It just means you have to be more careful on what type of pass you're trying to make. And then from there, all I gotta do is like pretty much get to the rim. I don't have to really time the layup too much. I don't have to really time a dunk or anything. All I have to do is just be persistent at getting to the basket. Simple. But the game is very close. We're going back and forth. We can't seem to get an advantage on these guys, and they can't really get an advantage on us. Now, the big thing I was proud of when playing this game is how I defended the point guard. Now, another rule of thumb in Pro-Am, in case people don't know, if you see this, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you play against a point guard that can dribble and shoot like he's Steph Curry, all you have to do is make him choose on how he's going to beat you. Right? Let me tell you how this works. If the point guard you're going against that dribbles like Steph Curry as we get into halftime, if he scores 30 points and gets 10 assists, it's a good chance your team lost that game. If you don't believe me, when you start playing Pro-Am and you look at that box score at the end of the game, guaranteed if the point guard scored 30 points and got 10 assists, your team lost. You have to make him choose. The point guard can get 30 points, but he can't get 10 assists. And he can get 10 assists, but he can't get 30 points. So you got to make him choose between which one he's trying to do. So for me, when I'm playing against these point guards and pressuring and playing defense a certain type of way, it's okay if like I'm getting killed one-on-one. It's okay. Especially if I'm not giving up a lot of threes. It's okay. What can't happen is I'm sitting there playing all this defense and then he starts dotting the fuck out of everybody else. And he gets those 10 assists, but those 10 assists are coming off threes. Right? So backdoor cuts are going to happen at some point in time in the game. It's not really much a defender can do about it. Right? My way of doing it is like, if somebody get beat backdoor one time, I don't really chip off that. I never do. Because at the point they win backdoor, they're showing you a different way they're going to try to score. So that first backdoor is what it is. The second time you get beat backdoor, it's like, all right, bro, you should be a little bit more alert since they already scored that way before. If you get beat backdoor more than 2 times, then you are doing something terrible defensively. I can understand if you get beat backdoor, like especially if you got dotted a couple of times, I can understand you getting beat backdoor off of that. Right, but like I said, you should still only get beat backdoor twice at the most. And that's from whatever spot you're in. That's no matter whether you're in the corner or you're on the wing. You should only get beat backdoor really 1 time. And you're allowed up to 2 times. But I understand it, like I said, if somebody dots the corner, if you start letting that point guard play make to the point where he's getting threes and then his teammates are knocking down threes, it's a good chance you're going to lose the game. So going into the second half, I thought I did pretty good. I got through the second quarter without committing a turnover, which ain't saying much, but you know, after having 5 turnovers in the first quarter, I'm on pace to have 20 turnovers for the game. No, there's no elite point guard out there that's going to have 20 goddamn turnovers. I'm just being honest with you. But nonetheless, I felt good about that. And then we get into this second half, and I felt like my team kind of got complacent because they believed in the team's record more than their ability. You see a team 3-13 and your team is just on fire, they've been winning. It's very hard to like humble your team to be able to give the respect to their opponent. It's very hard. One thing that's been happening is like, well, we've been winning in Team Pro-Am, but then we be getting our ass whooped in the rec. The other day we played rec and the team whooped our ass so bad. But the thing about it is, when I went back and looked at the game, it's not like they beat us because they were just so much better. They were just more disciplined. They did all the little things that I'm still trying to get my teammates to make a habit of. Right? The getting back on defense, the, helping the helper, staying in the way. Like, they just was more disciplined doing those little bitty things. My team has days where they do it, and they have days where it's just like, they could do it, but they having fun. And you can't be so serious playing a video game all the time. It's a video game. It's supposed to be for enjoyment. All right, if somebody spent $100 to make a build, they spent at least $70 to get the game, $100 to make a build, another $100 if you made another build. Like, motherfucker trying to have fun. Ain't nobody trying to, like, yes, Team Pro-Am, we in this comp setting, but ain't nobody trying to be super serious every single time. Sometimes you want to get on there and just hoop as opposed to be locked in like that. And I understand that because I understand in real life, some days I'm at the gym just to hoop. Other days I'm really trying to go at somebody's neck. And it's just, as I get older, it just ain't as serious as it used to be. I used to be on kill mode every time I went into the gym. Now that I got older, my body hurts more, recovery time takes longer. It's a little bit harder to take it as serious as I once did, but don't get it twisted. When it's go time, if we going against somebody good, I'm turned to 100. So I understand that playing Pro-Am and how things go. So the third quarter, I don't feel like we played bad, but we don't have a lead. Going into the fourth quarter, I only had one turnover that third quarter, which sucks. So now I'm at a point where if we lose the game, it's my fault. All right, there's no way around it. If we lose the game, it's definitely on lethal. Had too many goddamn turnovers. And it never helps for me to have that many damn turnovers in the first half. It's just ridiculous. But nonetheless, Mike Conley said this, and a lot of people don't understand. All right, he said this when he was playing against Dallas. It was against Dallas. It wasn't against Denver. It was against Dallas. He said, this game is going to come down to discipline. It's not about this shot that was missed. It's not about this shot that was made. It's not about, he didn't box out. It's not about, he missed his free throw. It's not about none of these other things pertaining to basketball. Right? Only thing that's going to matter, that's going to win this game, is who's more disciplined. So what he meant by that, because obviously it's not at that point in the game like it was at the start of this fourth quarter, it's not in that crucial 4-minute stretch at the end of the game. What he's talking about is like I said, start of the fourth quarter. The game is what it is. You're going to have some shots made. You're going to have some shots missed. The guys that are supposed to get good looks, they're going to get their quality shots. All that, basketball is going to be played. The difference between how the game is going to go, though, is going to come down to which team could be more disciplined in their approach. Right? If I gave up a 3, if this point guard would have shot that 3 right there, I wouldn't have been mad at it. Even if he knocked it down, we did the right thing defensively. We were disciplined, right? Discipline is going to get you back into the game when you're down, and it's going to keep you winning the game when you're up. That's what discipline does. That's when all those little things that the coach preached over time, that you're doing them in these little key moments and parts in the game, that's going to dictate the difference. So you see me right there coming up with a charge. That's discipline. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm telling my team right now, okay, we got the lead. Don't gamble. This is 2K terms now. Don't gamble. Stop reaching for shit. We have the lead. You have to play solid during this stretch and part time of the game. And a lot of people don't understand that. It's like, it's a time to, you know, gamble and try to make something happen. And then there's times where you have to be disciplined. Don't reach, be in the way, box out. Don't necessarily go for the rebound. If you see the motherfucker grabbing every single rebound, box him out. Let somebody else come get it. Play as a team, play as a unit, be disciplined together. And that's gonna win the game. So now we at this point, like we in a tight ass ball game with a team that's 3-13. 3-13. Right? We're 16-3. If you was a betting man, I'm pretty sure the odds would have gave us like, you know, a +10 advantage against this fucking team. Like, honest to God, true. Like, it would have been that bad. But the game ain't played on paper. On paper, we should have stacked them. In actuality, I don't know how the fuck they lost so many games. Clearly, this team was not playing serious. Whatever pep talk the team captain gave this motherfucking team was the perfect goddamn speech when they played against us. I swear to God. I swear to God. Because right now, I ain't gonna lie. Y'all don't know it because I don't share the audio all the time, but bro, I am strategically planning who's supposed to go score, who's supposed to go make a play at this point in the time. Like strategically. Like, I'm very precise on, oh no, you go, you stay, you cut, you do it, like, all that shit, bro. Like, it is hard as hell because, like, one game is back and forth. It's between 1 or 2 buckets that's going to decide the game. All right. Right here, I sent Montage on the back door. He gets the big and one, which was great. Knocked down the free throw. So now it's like, okay, we can't give up no threes. What happens? We give up the quickest backdoor in history. I'm like, okay, like, I'm telling everybody, allow them to catch it and contest, but like, damn, that was a fast ass fucking backdoor. So it's cool though, cause now I'm looking at the right corner. I'm gonna tell Jamaica to cut. When he cut, I saw the way they played it. I know the left corner gonna be open. So I hit my touch. This should be ball game. Right, ball game. I'm telling my teammates, allow them to catch it, run out and contest. The craziest thing to me is when this point guard came across and they set up this final play, all they did was run a Fifi. And for some reason, I don't understand it. Somebody gonna have to explain it to me. Every time I've seen my team get hit with a Fifi, the shit worked perfectly. I don't know how. Because me as an individual defender, if I'm guarding that person in a wing, there's no way that the person can just drop to the corner and get a catch and shoot three without me being in the passing lane or without me being right there to contest. Now, we got a great contest on the play. I'm not mad at Savage. I thought that we defended well. They did exactly what I asked them to do. So I want to clarify that. But it just amazes me how well that fucking play works. like people run a Fifi like it's, you know, like it's the go-to play in 2K, and the shit still fucking work. I never understood how people made this shit work so well. They say Fifi on my go, those two people slide, and then the shit just be open. Great play by them. But nonetheless, now we in overtime. Again, discipline. That's what it's about to come down to, discipline. Now, the thing I like about us going into overtime is this is our first overtime of the year. No, it's not. Matter of fact, this is our second overtime of the year. Second. The first time we went into overtime, we did not win. We didn't win. And honestly, the way this game is going, I haven't really seen an indication of why that would change. But I just got you. This team, like, for them to be 3-13, bro, they tough. All right, so right here, I get a nice little layup to go. It was very lucky. I thought they was gonna make me miss it. At the point you get up 2, the goal is to try to get up 4. That means just get a stop. That back door was, I swear to God, it was killing us the whole goddamn game. And I'm gonna tell you how bad it was killing us. Like, if you was just watching this game in its entirety, like if you turned the volume off, you didn't listen to me talk, y'all would have swore that the point guard had the most points on the team, but he did not. That person coming from that back left corner, he actually ended up having the most points. That's crazy, right? So it just goes to show what people pay attention to. But right here, we up 3. I just want to get us the easiest bucket we can. So of course I'm looking for wherever the point guard is, and either I'm gonna send him one-on-one, set him up to be one-on-one. If not, you know, I just want to try to be aggressive to get into the basket. So I gave it to Savage. Savage kicked to Jamaica. He missed, but he got the offensive rebound, which he should. If you looked at the player cards in the beginning of the game, as I'm gonna go ahead and try to make something happen right here, get the offensive rebound. I'm gonna kick it to our best free throw shooter. That's pretty much essentially going in the ball game. But if you looked at the player cards in the beginning, we should have had a big rebound advantage against these guys. The advantage they had against us, though, was just their speed, their chemistry, their ability to get steals, kept them in the game. But this was a great game through and through. Hey, don't pay attention to that record. You have to play every game even. You have to play every opponent and respect the fact that they could beat you. And adjust when need to and stay disciplined. That's how you win majority of your program games. You're not going to win them all. There's going to be some team that's just as good, or they're going to be hot one day. It's basketball at the end of the day. But nonetheless, I hope you enjoyed the first Pro-Am game I was able to bring you guys. Of course, I have more. You see, we played 20 games at this point. So, of course, I have more. I look forward to bringing you guys this content. And of course, later I'm going to be more animated, giving y'all what y'all used to. But I just want to get the first game out there. Anyway, it's been Lethal. I catch everybody in the next video. I love all the support. Don't forget to like the video. I'm out.